Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Salute, salute. Welcome, Frank Bay in the building. You know what time it is. Lord Chilaquiles, boxing will never leave you. Trying to end the year on a solid note. You know what it is, man. You know what it is. Frank Bay always trying to bring you the realest, the newest, the freshest, the coldest. Right? Not everybody's cup of tea. Talking about some Canelo Alvarez boxing. Always making the news. Always still in the headlines. You know, there's still the Snackford retirement. We know about the Anthony Joshua news, right? The tragic news that it is. It's not about boxing. Salute Bomb Squad. Salute Bulbous. I think so. Now we're finally starting to get in the algorithm. What up, Brad? Yeah. Frank, you're 2 seconds late. Boy, I was born late. You know what I'm saying? $1 short and a day late. Bones, Canelo finna get knocked out, man. Yeah. Well, it looks like, the IBF is ordering a Canelo Iglesias. Are you guys familiar with Iglesias? He's I want to say a Cuban prospect contender, right? So they're saying that. I doubt it happens. The guy's not coming back to 2026. I would love nothing more than Canelo coming back and knocking out Iglesias, but it'll never happen. Well, this is what Snackford ran away from, right? They let this guy run away and dump the belts from these guys, Iglesias and Billy. He gets a pass, but Canelo got a fight. It's a good fight. It's a 50-50 fight. Canelo made Snackford retire. Canelo greater than Hagler. Drunk Irishman. Salute. Canelo is doing everything possible to ruin his legacy even more. Look, Bones, my number one. Well, I told you just bring the smoke. You're not a hater. Who's that chick with the maple ass? That's Shikana Boxing. Like and subscribe to her. She actually writes really well. She covers a lot of boxing. You know, pink hair, purple hair. I just like to put some eye candy up. You know, I should have Amanda Serrano up there, right? She's got a fight coming up. I guess she has a new opponent. Iglesias beat Morrell in the amateurs. Yeah, he's dangerous. He's a good little dangerous fighter. But here's the thing. Guys. What is Canelo gonna get with fighting Iglesias? Bones makes sure to be here early with the Nello hate. Hey, man, Johnny Blaze. Salute, CCD Blaze. She's giving me pink eye. Yeah, I'll let her fart in my face. I just think when you hit it from the back, you get a little whiff. Some of y'all like that little stank from the back. I don't know. I'm gonna tell her wash her ass before I put my face in it. Oh, come on here. No, I'm glad Bones brings because I get called a Canelo Glazer. This is a Canelo fanboy channel. So I'm happy that Bones is the antagonist, right? So that, Frank Bay isn't called a Glazer. Because if I was, I would ban him, block him. But he's just saying what he feels. I respect it. So, the more the better. The more Canelo hate, the better. Bring it. I, for one, don't care what Canelo does. Do you even care if he comes back? Drunk Irishman. Canelo 4 division champion. Hagler's division champion. Didn't dare to be great. Move up. Yeah, there's always that. I was Canelo for it wasn't. Iglesias would be a great victory. But, okay, so this is what I'm saying. If Canelo were to face this guy, right? He's not coming back till September. So what is this guy going to do? What is Iglesias doing? He's just going to sit and wait for a whole year? That was the problem the first time around, right? Everybody just sat on their hands, didn't fight, and we're waiting for Canelo. But then if Canelo does face this guy and beats him, they're going to say he was a nobody. He was a prospect. Just like with this Inouye. They said a 31-0, 25 knockouts, or Picasso, they said he was a prospect. So, Canelo will get no credit. I respect. I do. But Carl, the key is they're going to say Iglesias was he was no better than Mbili. I mean, no better than Munguia or Berlanga. He hasn't done anything yet. But I don't know. I think this news is kind of when they asked me about when they asked me about Iglesias, I'm like,
please.
When they asked me about Iglesias, I'm like,
hey, can't you just tell me what's for breakfast?
Nigga, please.
Who is he? What has he done? I'm just putting it out there. It seems like they just throwing a bunch of names at him, but they let this guy Snackford run off into the sunset, and he don't have to do anything. Who is they? Crips? Who cares? Well, that's what Bobus. This is what I do, right? I look around and talk about it all. I gotta talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's true, but yeah. But Iglesias has to do something. You're getting that cinnamon glaze right now, man. Tell me how I'm glazing though, Bones. I don't like the accusations. It's fair. You can say what you want. Frank, did you tie up brim to the? Oh, whoa, T Swoof. I fuck with you, homie, but we gotta chill a little bit, just a little bit. You gotta be a little more subtle. But that bug-eyed freak, man, he was like losing his mind. Fuck that guy. Just because you don't buzz Glazeford, all of a sudden, then you're a hater. You hate black fighters. You know what I'm saying? They complain and cry about everything. I'm okay with it. Look, man, this is what we do, right? We'd have nothing to talk about if we didn't have the haters. The worst thing you could do is be called a glazer, right? That's the worst thing that you could be called is a certified glazer. Either you glaze Snackford, you glaze Canelo, you glaze Stankonia, Shakira, Tiafimo. That guy's just exactly. He's just that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. He hasn't done anything. Look, I could tell he's a good fighter, but Canelo gains nothing, absolutely nothing. It just seems like they're plotting against Canelo Alvarez. They just really want to make him look bad. And what I think it is about lowering his market value. They don't want to keep paying him $150 million. I ain't no fanboy. Yeah, none of us are fanboys. You got that black D. Whoa. What's up with you guys, man? We gotta. I don't talk about nobody's D. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Look, man, we all have an opinion. I'm just a guy on a mic with an opinion. And the only reason I'm here is because you guys, come and listen to me. So that's the only reason I'm here, He's big as hell. Bud would never in his life fight someone that big. Iglesias, yeah. But that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. The outrage. I'm angry. They let this guy get away with this. He could just dump the belts and they say, oh, he don't have to do nothing. He could talk about fighting middleweights and Janabek. And, I had that guy Brim, right? I was on IBFP. Salute IBFP. I'm pretty sure you guys listen to him too. Big Canelo fan. He's a Canelo Alvarez fan. Looks like he's not so much anymore. But I mean, look, he has an open platform and I respect that. So he lets everybody talk. That's the only thing I respect in this boxing sphere, right? You can have any opinion, but most people will not let you have an opinion. They will not allow you to talk. So that guy Brim, I'm sure you guys seen this big bug-eyed freak, right? Blood vessels about to pop out of his head. He said that Buck blame Janabek for Bud Crawford retiring. They don't want the fight. They said if you want to see Canelo Alvarez rematch, you're just salty he lost. Canelo beat everyone he needed to beat at 168. There's no one left for him. Well, no, there's good fights, but they need to fight it out. They need to fight each other. They need to set the supremacy. Iglesias needs. I don't know who this guy has fought. Can you guys tell me who Iglesias fought? Now, I'm not saying he's not a good fighter, but we gotta keep it 1,000 and say who he's fought. Who has he fought? I need someone to tell me in 5 seconds.
Sorry, I just love a good roast beef sandwich. You know what I love? Oh my god.
So nobody told me who he fought. Bud afraid of Canelo. So what he lost when he was washed to a juiced up snack champion. You talking about Snackford? He had a great Christmas, bro. Hope you did. Yeah. Hope you guys all had a great Christmas. Safe, not locked up, not drinking and driving, not smacking kids, not smacking wives. Handle your drinking and alcohol and drugs responsibly. Oh, he beat Shishkin. Okay, that's a decent win. That's a decent win. But did he knock him out? I think I remember that. Shishkin's didn't I thought it would, I'm confused because all I remember is Shishkin against Skull, and it was like a close fight. Some people felt Shishkin win, but is that a big step up fight? I'm telling you guys what the reality is gonna be with this Iglesias guy. That's all I'm trying to explain to you is that there's really nothing in it for Canelo Alvarez. And I don't know why they're mentioning this guy. That's my thing. I'm just like, why are they mentioning that the IBF is for? It's like they're trying to force Canelo to fight some nobody. Let's see. Eric Gump, bro, you thought you were cool. 8th round stoppage. We don't know Janabek gonna be punished for popping dirty. He beat Lada. He fought Bivol. Better Beav is in the 40s. Benavidez duck. I'm kind of lost on that. Bud and Canelo are both all-time greats. Well, that's not really here nor there right now. It's about the fight. Bud Crawford has been given a pass to just duck off, not defend, and they say he needs $100 million and he could do whatever he wants. But Canelo Alvarez had to fight everybody. I had high hopes for Janabek. It's a shame he popped. Yeah, but this weirdo said that blame Janabek for Bud Crawford retiring, whatever that means. They were plotting for years to bring Canelo down. They couldn't stand to see Canelo get all the attention and money. That's what it looks like. That's definitely what it looks like. Janabek is still waiting for the B sample. Yeah, he got railroaded, man. It looks like he's been railroaded. Nobody's giving him the benefit of the doubt. And it's a shame. He's waited years for his opportunity. It looked like he was finally gonna get an opportunity, and then kerplunk. So this is Snackford on his retirement campaign. He says I guess he was on Aiden Ross, right? Terrence Crawford, Ring Magazine says Terrence Crawford felt it was the right time to retire. Let's see what he says. 38 years old in boxing. I've been boxing since I was 7. I have nothing else to prove. I have nothing else to accomplish. What more can I do? They're not going to give me the credit anyway, so it doesn't matter. So there you go. The typical victim card. They're not going to give me any credit. I've done everything. So he feels that he doesn't have to do anything more. How do you guys feel about that? Does he need to prove anything? Has he done it all? Do you still want to see him fight? And that was the argument that I had with people like Brim. They're in the Snack for Protection program, right? Okay, here it is. This is it. This is Lance Pugmire, boxing scene, I believe. He says, Ucelis Iglesias, Canelo Alvarez extended invitations to enter talks for IBF title fight. It's not going to happen. Canelo Alvarez is not going to fight this guy. This guy's going to get a vacant title. So it just like, it's just a way to hype newer fighters. But, okay, fine. Canelo Alvarez already said that he's not coming back till next year, right? Oh, he's Cuban, huh? Canelo gonna go out sad if he fights that Cuban? It would be tough. The Black Agenda had a rig for Crawford with the Muslim help. I mean, I can't argue against that. There's plotting everywhere, man. In life, we're human beings. We're always plotting. Everybody's always plotting. No, don't ever take for an instance that people are not plotting against you. It's not being paranoid. It just means, stay on your P's and Q's, I've been places, a manager, and people were plotting on me. They felt I was undeserved for my position. People feel they deserve more than you. If you're ahead of somebody, you got a better car, got a better job, got a better looking wife. They feel you have more money. people will plot on you. Don't ever get it mistaken. Friends, family, they may be plotting on what you have. And that's okay, all it means is be wise in these streets, always have your P's and Q's on lock. Right? So, it's they're plotting on Canelo Alvarez. And I'm happy for it. It's just interesting that that Snackford gets a pass. That's all. How do you guys feel about my my shitty boxing takes? Is Frank Bay full of shit, or do you guys agree with me? Are they plotting on Canelo Alvarez? Snackford gets a pass. You see it everywhere. You see it everywhere, man. You see it everywhere. Canelo should just retire. He's still the best in my opinion. Yeah, fuck him, right? He should just retire. Let him scramble. If Canelo Alvarez leaves, there's no more big money fights. How about that? There's no more big money fights. He's the last big money guy in the sport. Don't get it twisted. Snackford, Ryan Garcia, Manny Pacquiao, none of these guys generate the interest and money that Canelo Alvarez does. Still, to this day, the only people that can do more is Anthony Joshua, Fury, Deontay Wilder, and Usyk. Boxing moves on. It does, but it won't move forward or up, right? Everything has to have progress, right? Moving forward is not the same as moving up. Moving up is not the same as moving forward, right? We have to have lateral progression, right? Kind of like a ladder, right? Success is not given, man. You have to work on success daily. Success is not given. You can be given money. You can be given your position. But you have to earn certain things, man. You have to earn respect. You have to earn education. I mean, I guess you could cheat. But eventually you'll be exposed, right? The cream rises to the top, and that's in boxing. People can be given things. They cried about Ryan. He's being given a title shot. But he still has to go out there and win it. He was given it against Rolly Romero, and he fumbled the bag. Benavidez wants to take over the dates. It don't matter if he wants to. It's about success. I wish success. Yeah, man. The only thing given in life is death and taxes. That's the only thing given. My dad taught me early. I was very spoiled and selfish. And he taught me lesson after lesson that everything I had to earn everything. That I was lucky that he was giving me a break. I didn't realize till I was older that he was 100% correct. I didn't earn it. He earned it. I didn't earn the things that he gave me. So, he made me understand that you have to work and earn it. And people will not just give you respect. They don't have to give you respect. I don't expect anybody to come to Frank Bay and listen to me and give me respect. Yeah, hit the like, guys. Hit the like. My boxing takes are my boxing takes. It's not for everybody. I fuck with who fucks with me. Thank you, T Swoop, Bobus. Nothing's given, man. Nothing's given in this life. So who's this Iglesias guy? Nobody's still. Oh, well, you told me Shishkin, right? But what's he gonna do from now on then? And does this feel like a subtle plot against Canelo Alvarez, trying to corner him and lower his value? And like I said, this is across the sport. This is across the sport. They're talking about Jaron Ennis. They were talking about Jaron Ennis. Like, this guy says, oh, now this guy is like the superist con man in boxing media. He says, breaking news. Virgil Ortiz claims the Zone networks are forcing them to fight Jaron Ennis, but has not met their asking price. My offer back was an easy one. I would have thought it could have been done in 2 minutes. So this is across the sport, man. It's a daily war for the narrative. I don't know about that shit, but I like to fight. But Iglesias, I mean, what's he going to do? He can't sit around and wait. That's all I'm saying. Bone says the plot from the beginning was to derail Canelo with the Saudi contract, and it worked. Yeah, I mean, that's what people say, that Canelo sold out. You know, Crawford dumping the belts and saying they're meaningless is selling out. There is a plot. The plot is the TKO Saudi Dana White. That is a plot. It remains to be seen who's in it and who's not. You know, especially with this Anthony Joshua and fake Paul news, you know, people are going in circles with conspiracy theories saying there was a plot. You know, but we already had those questions from the beginning. Real or fake? You know, with all the sports allegations coming out, people are wondering, in the NFL, real or fake? Is baseball real or fake? We had the scandals and all those. Frankly, they're scared of Anoya and Virgil. Mexican boxing #1. Thank you. Hit the like. Scared? Who's scared, Mexican? I know what you mean, but I'm just asking a rhetorical question. Who is scared? The Americans? A certain segment of Americans? What are they afraid of? Are they afraid of losing their standing in boxing? I mean, they were on top when they had Fraud Mayweather running boxing. Canelo learned the hard way that Nikas aren't grateful and won't return the favor. That's a loaded statement, but I can't argue with it. Japanese boxing, yeah, salute to those guys. But look, make no mistake about it. These are plots. People are plotting daily. I would be lying if I say I don't plot myself. But I'll tell you what, I plot and strategize for my own attack. And what I mean is I don't plot and strategize on the next man, what the next man has. Does that make sense? People will plot and strategize on what you have and will sabotage your career or your endeavors to take what you have. What I was taught is to plot and strategize to further myself, whether that was through education, where that's working more hours. My father taught me I can do for myself, and I can get those things for myself. That's the difference. But people will feel that you didn't earn it, so you don't deserve it, and therefore they are in their right to take it from you. Don't you also find the suspect how they brought in Ward and Kellerman at the last 2 minutes? I don't find it surprising. It's pretty much par for the course. Hernandez and Inoue is the fight you missed out on. Yeah, that would have been a war. But, you know, they're going to go ahead with Nakatani Inoue. It's the big money fight. I'm not mad at it. But, you know, Hernandez will be back. He'll get his shot. Maybe he was robbed. I don't know how you guys feel. But I think eventually he'll be back. And he'll, he just has to do what you just got to win. Vato 18th Street. Long time no see, homie. Hit the like. In boxing, man, all you got to do is win. That's it. Just win, baby. Everything else will take care of itself. Right? You know, Canelo lost, so now he's scrambling. How you fools bees, we hears, man. That's all we could do is just be here. That's all we could do, man. Is just exist. Had it 8-4 Logan, he will dominate 122 after Noea leaves. If he gets a shot. If he gets his keep this shit. I'm trying, brother. I'm trying. But like my pop said, there's no try, you just do. I'm doing. And with your help, we will progress forward, up and onward, right? Picasso had me pissed. Thank you. Elaborate. Yeah. You know, I broke it down. You know, that's what I like to do. Break shit down. I've never told you guys, you know, my background in the sport, but because I don't like to say I've done this or done that, but I have experience in the sport, you know, working with people that have done things in the sport, like HBO matchmaking, working with world-class fighters. So, but I only say that to just, I like to break the sport down. I got paid to talk boxing, man. Literally hours and hours on end, every day talking boxing with casuals, with hardcores. You know, that's what I did for a living for a few years. And I'm trying to translate it here. You know, But it's just work. It's just work. You got to work at it. I don't think I'm the best. I don't think I'm very good. I'm trying to get better. And, you know, you guys are my feedback. You know what I'm saying? But this is the sport that we love, that we follow. But we got to break it down. Breaking it down that everything everybody says, you know, and where we get our information is critical and key. We are, like I've been telling you guys, man, Lord Chilaquiles, right? We all get the same information. We all get the same information from the same sources, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Most of us, you know, are watching YouTube content creators. I don't even consider myself a content creator. I just talk. It's already ripped for Shakur. Yeah, those scorecards already filled out. Facts, 100. I mean, wrong for thinking that they're trying to forcefully take Canelo out of his number one spot. They're plotting. It's a plot. And I see this Iglesias. Look. You got to look at the Virgil Ortiz and Jerron in a situation. Look at Canelo and Iglesias. Look at Bud Crawford giving a pass. There are plots. There are plots to bring down the big money fighters. We got TKO having a show. They're coming up. I guess El Rayo came up. Politics, yes. Mexican Chicano boxers got bigger than Japanese and Black and Martin in the last 10 years. Well, because it's global. And the Japanese and the Mexicans are just making the fights. You got Navarrete Nunes. You got Murataya Cruz. You don't see that A side B side shit you see with Shakira and Keisha Davis. You don't see that shit. The Mexicans and the Japanese, they just get to the fights. Yeah, Rayo's with TKO. It looks like Bohachuk and Buitayev or something like that. He's going to fight. So TKO's rolling out some fights. You know, but they're plotting. TKO is plotting. They got many dates on Paramount, I believe. But there are plots, man. There are plots in boxing. It's a lot of politics, and a lot of it is to, you know, position yourself to have more leverage. Nakatani was headhunting, fought like a spastic. Shake my head. Ryo would have been better going off to Golden Boy. It's a double-edged sword. I had a conversation about this. You know, Ryo going with TKO, it's guaranteed money. It's really good money for somebody like Ryo, right? But my only thing is he's not going to be fighting for anything. He's not positioning himself for a world title. Yeah, very bad game plan. Nakatani just blowing fighters out of the water. He got some shock when he moved up. Well, he fought a tough guy. I hope Ryan sleeps that Indio. Yeah, he's wearing those feather dusters. Look, I'm not going to knock him. Salute the man Barrios. But the look ain't the best, if you know what I mean. You know, it was funny. Funny to me. But Canelo Alvarez, man, he's going to be out a year. I don't know why they're putting all this news out that, you know, he's supposed to fight Iglesias and whatnot. Is that even a big fight? You know, hopefully Vato beats the, you know what, out of Shakira. It's going to be tough, man. It's an uphill battle. John McSmith, salute, hit the like, don't be a hater. Can alive me or unblock me? No, nobody will do that here unless you get out of pocket. But even then, you know, you got to do something. Just no disrespecting women, saying weird things, and children. And I really don't do the politics. You know, I don't do the whole back and forth politics. You know, it's not my thing. I leave that to the people that know about it. You know. We also got all this talk about fighter of the year. Who's fighter of the year? Is it Inouye, Crawford, or Usyk? 18th Street. Canelo should call their bluff at this point. He doesn't need their belts. He might. Who knows? He might. You never know. Usyk. I got Usyk. I'm going to go with Inouye. You know, the activity matters. That's what matters to me. Women need to put in check sometimes. Damn. I ain't arguing with that, but you know, you can give her some D. Put her to bed, put her to sleep. She'll make you a sandwich after. Just, you should never put your hands on a woman. You should never respect, especially the mother of your children. That makes no sense to me, you know? I treat her like a queen around the kiddos. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna see me treating their mother special, and they're gonna be good, upstanding men. If they see me cussing out their mom and talking shit to her, then that's how they're gonna treat women, you know. And I don't need no police showing up at my door talking about my kiddos, you know. Snackford, thank you. Hit the like. Bam Rodriguez should be fighter of the year. 2 KOs. That, you know what? Nobody's even talking about him. Fighter of the year is politics. You know, politics, smolitics. And if anybody wants, you know, you could talk about Canelo. Is he being plotted on? Do you like Iglesias? You know, who's the fighter of the year? Is TKO is plotting, or they're going to make a statement? You know, we got Murataya as a big fight. Andy Cruz, Shakira. Yeah, no, we aren't stank. Our culture doesn't. Well, I'm not going to blame one culture. It's just, it's being a man. You were taught to be a man or you weren't. And being a man is understand. I always say this, Lord Chilaquiles. Being a man is understanding women. Women are here to test us. They will push your buttons. You know, you just gotta shrug her off, you know? You gotta say, look, woman, chill the fuck out. Chill out. I gave you attention. Take her out, get her a burger, you know, give her some D, you know, vitamin D, and she'll be happy. You gotta treat her right though. Treat her right, man. Who made more with less skills? Jake Paul? Whoa, Jake Paul talk, huh? Yeah. People got all these conspiracy theories. A lot of bad things seem to happen to fighters after Jake Paul. Equal less. Hey, I know what you meant by that. No, women are off limits. You should never put your hands on a woman. Even if she attacks you, you know, your best bet is to never do it. You know, once you start, you won't stop. Most of the brothers are zesty. I won't argue it, you know. Hey, to each his own. I don't discriminate. Salute, Abel, salute. Thank you. Hit the like. Yeah, it seems like we're finally starting to get pushed back, you know. YouTube will punish you. They punish you. But it's okay, you know, you learn your lessons. Hit the like. I dropped the link. If anybody wants to talk the plotting on Canelo, on Virgil, you know, we got a Nui. He's not going to win fighter. They're going to give it to Bud Snackford, fighter of the year. How do we feel about that? You know, Bud Crawford's allowed to dip off in the sunset and he gets a pass. Or who's the next face of Mexican boxing? Whoa. The hate. Can we die? You know what? It's the holidays. It's still the holiday spirit, you know? Do you guys still have the holiday spirit? You know, about to go enjoy some New Year's. You're going to do it at home with the fam, you know, or you're going to go out and try to get some strange, you know, get some skonkas out there. New Year's was always my best time to score some strange, man. I ended up in a lot of bad places, you know, with some real stanks. Wow, women, how do you really feel? Terrence Bud Crawford, homie, Ant-Man, hey, to each his own, but, you know, he's not my fighter of the year. I just can't give him credit for one fight. Just no. No. Call me a hater. It don't matter. You know, if he's your fighter of the year, I'm okay with that. You know, it's just me. I think a Nui on activity alone. We need to value fighters that fight. We watch a sport to see people fight. I don't watch them to do kick streams. I fuck with Ryan Garcia, but I'm only interested in his fights. You know, call me a Ryan fan, Glazer, but I don't watch any of his social media shit. I don't watch his kick streams. I don't watch none of the shit that he drops. I just say, hey, it's good that he's doing it because it helps promote boxing. But we need to see the fights. You get credit for the motherfucking fights. As long as women get their biscuits in the oven, damn, haters. Bro, you know what? I used to think like that, but you know what? If you want to lose your woman, then treat her like it's the 1950s. You gotta take her out, man. She'll treat you right. You know, I still do date nights. I still, you know, take her out, go downtown, shit. You know, high to PDF. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, Canelo's that's the drug teat. You know, Snackford's a snack agent, and Canelo was exonerated. But you're entitled to your opinion. Good. Bud is 38, and he's like Snack, build muscle at 38, didn't get tired. That's not suspicious at all. Damn, Cucksmith 17 blue pills. Nah, dude, he had OD. Shit. Damn near. No, don't give me that. He doesn't have very much tread on, damage. Wasn't in grueling fights. The guy never had really a grueling fight, he fought maybe 5 times in 7 years. He was inactive. So don't give me that excuse. Pro Box is going to match Emiliano on Pro Box? That's wild. So is Bam? Yeah, Bam is on snack, and I'm happy for him. Salute, more of them. They need more snack. See, you guys try to get me in a gotcha moment. I dropped the link if you guys want to hop on. Lord Chilaquiles, hit the like. I need you guys to hit the like. Hit the motherfucking like. Don't be a hater. Don't hate Frank Bay for telling you, that I want to smash your chick. That's how good he was? No, he was okay. Xander Zayas fight of the year? Whoa. That's a wild card. Women shouldn't. Damn. Hit the link, muff. Yeah. Hit the like. Bam isn't. Raza, unfortunately. Yeah, you guys are going to hold it against him, but he still is. You're born. You are what you would. What's on your birth certificate. You understand what I'm saying? Emilio. Oh, okay. Well, you know more. You know more boxing than me. I'll tell you that. He reserved his body, but never gassed in any. Yeah. 38. You gain more muscle mass. You don't gas. You don't get hurt. Yeah, that's not suspicious at all. Frank Bay, salute. Thank you. Cloudy Boxing. Yeah. Frank Bay trying to cook on some boxing talk. Lord Chilaquiles. Fighter of the year. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about these awards. The only awards that are remotely interesting are like comeback fighter of the year, trainer of the year, the things that kind of like give other people shine. But this whole fighter of the year shit, it's kind of just political popularity contest. They're going to glaze Crawford, and that's fine. But, Inouye should be for activity. Put up that maple ass one more time, man. I'm not finished. For sure. You know me. I got to have it. Frank Bay got to have it. There it is. And Porter beat Usyk. I don't even know what you're talking about now. High to PDAF. Crawford hit the exit before Victor Yeah, you know what? A lot of people have said stuff like that. That it's a little fishy. It's a little strange. Fishy like what's on your screen, right? Ew, torta? You're saying yams, ew? I don't know, man. Like I said, I think she got a little stank. I think you hit it from the back, you get a little whiff. I'd have to make sure she white front to back. You know what I'm saying? Got to make sure it's clean, man. Y'all some dirty, low down, dirty dogs. You'd see her get off the street and put your face right in it. Now that's how you get pink eye. That's a 304 from the IE. Damn, y'all critical. Why can't girls have fun, man? Let a hoe be a hoe. I'm not saying she a hoe. I'm just saying if she want to be a hoe, let her be a hoe. You know what I'm saying? She was a hoe before you. She'll be a hoe after you. It's just your turn. That's my favorite saying. It's just your turn. When you're dealing with women, never forget, it's just your turn. Sorry, guys. It's just your turn. Don't ever forget that. You don't own her. She's not yours. It's just your turn. So Boxing Scene says, will Boots, Ennis, Virgil Ortiz ever happen? Yeah, that swamp. You know what? With those BBLs is they try to go cheap. I'm imagining that a legit BBL costs like 15 to 20 grand, why would you go to Mexico and pay $2,000 for a BBL? That's just gross. That's your life. That's your body. And man, some of the BBLs don't even look right. It just looks weird. It's weird. It looks like two balloons in there. There's something unnatural about it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm an ass man. Frank Bay is an ass man. but the BBLs is a little bit different. So let's get a poll. Let's get a take. Will Boots and Virgil Ortiz ever happen? Ryan traumatized these Crips. Yes, he got them big mad. It's a problem when you wife them. Yeah, Deontay Wilder's having that problem. You know, these guys get cleaned out by these women. Let me ask you guys something. Look, I like hoes like the next man, right? I like skunkas. I do. Got in a lot of trouble with them, right? But one thing I would never do is wipe them up. How am I going to look on Instagram, see this hoe showing every guy, thousands and thousands of men, her ass, her titties, you know, OnlyFans, you know, OnlyFans trap, and I'm going to wipe this chick? I mean, you got to be smoking crack. How could you wife these women? Her only claim to fame is selling her ass on the internet. Is that what you want your family to see? Can you walk down? Imagine you're walking her down the aisle and your primos, your cousins, man, are looking at her pussy on OnlyFans. Like, hey, bro, I just beat it to your chick, to your wife now. I could imagine that. That's some wild shit. That's some next level degenerate shit. I don't know. I'm rambling on that one. Frank Bay, Lord Chili Killer, hit the like, motherfuckers. Hit the fucking like for me one time. We got to keep it going. I dropped the link. You know, if you want to talk your shit, it's the end of the year. You guys getting ready for the New Year's. You about to go clap some cheeks. Who's clapping cheeks on New Year's? Not your girl either. Who's clapping some new cheeks? 304s need love too. There's always a simp. Exactly. That's why I don't feel bad. I treat her right because I know the next dude's gonna do better. You know, you never have to treat him bad. You know what I'm saying? Because the next man will do it for you. These vatos don't have any shame. Yeah. That's the perfect antidote. That you hit the nail on the motherfucking head. No shame. Your family. Imagine your aunts and uncles talking hella shit behind your back, taking these Instagram hoes to the family carne asada. Okay, Vato says, I'm clapping a girl from work. She got beat. Boyfriend don't snitch on me. Well, I don't know who she is. Post a pic. Ain't nobody know. We're all boys. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a hater. You know what I'm saying? Don't handcuff her, Vato. But look, I don't know about banging hoes from work. That's a little risque. You know what I'm saying? Just hopefully you don't work in the same department because these hoes get jealous. You know what I'm saying? If you diss her, you don't say hi. You don't buy her hot cocoa and a honey bun from the vending machine. You know, she might go to HR on you. It's a white girl. Okay, then they're exploitable. You know, white girls are exploitable. Nah, I'm just playing. I love my white women's. I love my Sallys. Who loves a Sally? Isn't that the perfect white girl name? Ooh, Sally, that girl. Tiffany. Who loves their Taylors and Tiffany's? Throw your thumbs up throw a one for the Tiffany's and the Taylors and the what did I say? The damn. Or who likes them Shaniquas? Who likes a Loretta? Does anybody ever fuck with a Loretta? Doesn't a Loretta sound like just a girl who will slash your tires and stab you? Susie. Okay, yeah. Isn't that around the way girl? Susie. Of course it's a white girl. Nope. Nobody banged a Loretta. You know what's a sexy name? Yvette. I always loved the name Yvette. That's a classic Latina name, Yvette. Sharkeisha. Bonquisha. LaDonna. Any ever been in a LaDonna? I'm never losing my black belt. Betty, blowjob Betty. Yep. So what about Virgil Ortiz? And I don't think it's gonna happen, guys. Not gonna happen. Clarissa's like a white girl. Wasn't there a Disney show called Clarissa Explains It? Taniqua. That's not too bad. Taniqua, Michelet, Sandra. Anybody ever like a Sandra? What's like a sexy girl's name to you? Sandra. Moet, Monisha, Vicky. What about Victoria? Sandy. Sandy sounds like an Alabama chick. You know what I'm saying? Like she wear Daisy Dukes. Daisy's cute. I don't know. Daisy just sounds like a promiscuous chick. Every Daisy I met was very promiscuous. You know what I'm saying? What's a classic Latina name? Rosa. I don't know. Rosas have always been kind of stuck up to me. Mary. That's so plain. Oh shit. But Virgil Ortiz, yeah, it's not gonna happen. It looks like they're gonna go in different. Maria. Isn't there's all like 10 songs with Maria? Melanista LA or some shit like that. No Shanays. You know what, man? If you're an ass man though, that might be the direction that you go. So I only got one dude in my chat getting laid on New Year's. Go out and get laid, dude. But yeah, man. You know, the boxing world, Bernice. You know a Bernice? Yeah, you know, it sounds like a grandma though. Always felt like it's like a grandma, like a Martha. You know, like a grandma name. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't really do it for me. You know what I'm saying? But Virgil Ortiz, Jerron Ennis, shit, man. You know, there's a lot of arguments going on online about it. And here's my take, man. Virgil Ortiz is looking bad, but I think, you know, his manager is standing on business. You know, it really comes down to that what Virgil Ortiz manager is saying is that there's not enough money. Esther, yeah, that's a if you want to make sure your daughter is a virgin until at least 21, name her Esther. If a dude meets an Esther, he's gonna leave her alone. Like every time I ever met an Esther, I just said nope, it's not gonna happen. Laquifa Latadana. I saw black Americans hating on black Venezuelans and Colombian chicks. You know, chicks hate on chicks. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, girl on girl action is probably the sexiest thing. Esther be the one. Whoa. You know. But yeah, you know, the whole Virgil Ortiz, Jerron Ennis, the Ortiz's manager, Rick Maravigian, he's saying, you know, they want the same amount that Turkey Al-Sheikh had offered. Hit the like, guys. That is what they're talking about. Is you know, it appears that it's half the money that they were offered the first time. So do you guys agree with Virgil's manager? Is he capping? Do you think he's lying? Is Ortiz a duck? Or is he standing on business, as they say, standing on business that that they should get the same amount of money? And it looks like Turkey Al-Sheikh doesn't want to do business with Jerron Ennis and this fight anymore. He already offered it. They turned it down. So he's like, I'm done. Lindas are nutsos. Yeah, Linditas. Virgil is a duck, Blaze. Well, you know what? You're more than welcome to hit the link and say how you feel. That's your opinion. But like I said, man, the man said yes twice, but it's Oscar's fault. Well, I don't see how the money's not the same. It's all about the money, hombre. That's what matters. It's the money. The money's not the same. He's standing on business. How can you say that they're ducking, if the money's not the same? Give me 1 second. Blaze, I don't think I've ever seen you here before, but I will welcome you here. Let me just make sure you're legit. But yeah, man, it'll be real. What's up, man?
Salute.
Yo.
Appreciate you, creating a platform to talk boxing talk. But just to be real quick, I mean, we seen what we seen after the Virgil Ortiz fight with Lubin. They had the face off. Virgil, you feel me, was ready to fight, and no sooner than they didn't even leave the ring without Oscar pouring water on it. So, business ain't gonna get into the way of the highest demanded fight by the fans, and so that's on them, straight up. Because one thing about it is, This don't make no sense because neither one of them got another fight lined up. Got rumors of other options going up. Either they're gonna fight or Boots or Virgil need to go fight for some titles. It's that simple for me. And so I had Virgil on Duck Watch from when Boots beat Lima because I was interested to see if he was going to take any type of damage or wear and tear in the fight that he had, and that'll be the excuse. But no, he got Lubin out of there fast. In the second was first or second round. In the second
Yeah.
round. So there ain't no excuses for this fight not to be set up. They can talk this business and management and all this stuff and make these excuses and all of that, but I don't want to hear it. Because at the end, and I don't care for the fight anyways. I would rather see them go fight for some titles. Y'all at 154, go fight for some titles. It's simple. That ain't even, I would rather them, either one of them fight for a title than them fight each other. In my opinion, especially if you giving this runaround and there's a bunch of rumors and y'all can't come to agreement to a fight. And then we over here arguing about, oh, the managers and Turkey won't give this person money or they won't get that money or they want this and want that. That's promoter talk. That's not fighter talk. You feel me? So that's why I call Virgil a duck, because he's a grown man, but it's more so his promoters with Golden Boy that's holding this fight back than anything else.
Okay, but I'm confused by what you're saying, because you're saying Virgil's a duck, but you don't blame him, but he's still a duck, but you blame De La Hoya and his manager. So I'm confused.
No, what I'm saying is Virgil's a grown man. So he's choosing to allow his promotion company and his managers to get in the way of making a fight that he stood like a man face to face in front of someone and said he wanted to fight. So if he wants to fight, he can fight. You see what Bud did? Bud left a promotional company to get the fights that he wanted, to get the Spence fight. So, we already know what this is. It's like neither one of them have a fight set up. So what are we talking about here?
Well, we're talking about that Jaron Ennis already ducked the fight 2 times.
And listen, I'm not talking about, that's the whole point. What are we talking about? Everybody talks about these ducks and speculation. We're talking about right now. Neither one of them.
That's not speculation. Right, Jaron Ennis ducked the fight.
Again,
it's in black and white. We're not talking about. See, maybe you're confused. We're not talking about these rumors like, these fake offers. No, Turkey Al-Sheikh literally was on I think Ariel Helwani. I played the clip many times. He said Jaron Ennis was offered the fight. He said yes. Now remind me what I'm telling you. He said yes. Then he changed his mind. That's what Al-Sheikh said. He said he changed his mind and turned off his phone.
All right, here's the point that I'm trying to make, because I don't care. I'm not even holding Boots in their negotiations. Neither one of them has a fight right now. What's holding them up right now? Because like I said, okay, then what they need to do, they both need to go and beat somebody for a title and make it a unification bout, and there'll be more money. I'm not holding neither one of them. What I'm telling you is we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
From what it's looking like from right now, who's ducking who? Currently, Virgil and Golden Boy is ducking Boots right now.
But that's why I have to disagree with you. I have to disagree.
Okay.
I have to say and that's cool. You're incorrect.
And that's cool. And what I'm telling you, I'm not taking nothing away from, like I told you, I put it on this promotional company. I'm not taking nothing away from Virgil's ability. The fact of the matter is they're not getting a fight done. And there's the demand for it. So them guys figure out the business. It is what it is. Until then, we got other fights going on that are of implications of significance, because even this fight ain't of significant implications. It's a money fight, a fair fight, but it ain't giving us no closer to who's the best at 154, because neither one of them has the titles and neither one of them's trying to get the titles to unify right now. And so they're holding it up. That's why I'm telling you, hey, we can disagree, me and you, about who's ducking who, because I'll agree with you. I don't care. I'm not holding water to it. It's not nothing like a knock against their ability. That's what I'm telling you is like, hey, if y'all can't agree to fight, y'all need to go fight for these belts at 154, because y'all are both great fighters. We're thinking these guys are better than the title holders. So both of them, regardless of whether you like one or the other. You see what I'm saying? But when you step in the ring and y'all look at each other and say y'all want to fight, then it's like, hey, do what it takes to get it done.
Yeah, that's what am I trying to say? I don't think that's fair of what you're saying. I don't think it's
if we can, I can say they're both ducking. Neither one of them is getting it done. But what I did hear, I heard what I heard recently when Ortiz won that fight against Lubin, and Boots stepped in the ring. and they stood face to face, like they wanted to fight.
Yeah.
When they put that microphone in Oscar, who was in the ring at the very same time, he the one that poured water on. Oh,
but
a whole bunch of other things need to happen for the fight to happen. So it's like, hey man, you guys ain't even talking when it happened that you guys was like willing to do what it takes to make the fight. So that sounded like duck talk to me. That's what I'm telling you. That comes out of Oscar's mouth.
Well,
run that tape back, what he said. Go back and find the tape to what Oscar said immediately after they faced off. And you tell me if that ain't promotional ducking.
No.
Okay.
Blaze.
Then we agree to disagree then, and that's cool.
Well, no, I'm gonna have to correct you. We know this guy Duran Ennis turned it down 2 times, and I'm glad you said what you said. You said, "Oh, we seen him get in the ring," but let me ask you this: what does you believe he wants to fight just because he got in the ring? That tells you that he jumped in the ring. That means he wants it.
No, what I'm telling you is that when it happened, right after they did that, Oscar poured water on the fight.
By doing
like
what?
I'm just like, we go back and pull the tape. I'll go.
Just tell me.
I'm not editing from both.
Well, no, I know,
so
but
many words to paraphrase because I don't recall. I don't like doing that because then it was like we can pull it.
It's fine.
We're just pull it because I don't want to misspeak. But he was talking like he wasn't talking like making the fight. He was saying so many words and I don't know what he said, but he wasn't talking about promoting the fight.
Yeah, but that's just promoting. That's what his job is to do. Is
to
make
a promoter.
Make leverage.
No. That's what I'm saying. I wish I got to go back. I got to go back and remember because
Blaze, he's creating leverage for his fighter.
Yeah, but no, you can just say, yeah, we'll make a fight. You create leverage behind the scenes. You don't pour water for the fans on it and act like and make. And
what do you know? He's
doubt that the fight's gonna happen. But like I said, I can't argue this point because I don't got the tape right now, so I'm not gonna even.
Well, no, we could talk about it. We could talk about it. Look, you don't have to be 100% accurate. I can't recall everything everybody said after a fight, but I'm familiar what you're saying on. And yes, Virgil caught a lot of slack because he talked about Errol Spence. But here's the point.
No, that's after. That's the days after. I'm not even talking about.
Yeah,
that.
I know,
And
but
even
it's
that
all
right there,
it's all in the
that's
same.
but what I'm
Yeah,
telling
but
you
we're
is even
talking
with
about
that,
look, Blaze.
you
We're
can
talking
talk
about
options.
we're talking about plot points, right? This is a story.
Yeah.
So let's follow the story, right? Because we could watch the same television program and you're going to see the side from the criminal and then I'm going to see the side from the cop, right? And you may think Tony Soprano's a good guy and I'm going to think he's a bad guy, right? Like we're following the same story. So the villain in this story, the bad guy, the Fugazi is Duran Ennis. And anything Virgil has done is just to counter that bozo.
Hey, listen, the name calling and all you want, it's like it with the Ducks. We got both sides ducking now.
No, I'm not name calling you. I'm saying this guy, Duran Ennis,
I'm talking about
clown.
him. You call him a clown. You call
he's
him
a clown, yes, because he ducked the
very
fight.
Good fighter. You call him very good.
No,
fighter,
he's fought nobody.
Hold up. You okay? If you say so. Because last I checked, Virgil ain't never held a title, right? He's never held a title, right? He's never held a title, right?
And
so you're talking about Boots ain't fought nobody. At least Boots fought somebody who had a title and unified.
A paper title.
Nothing.
A paper title.
No. He got emailed one belt, but he took the other belt from Stanionis.
But Stanionis was the email champ.
Okay. No, he wasn't an email champ.
Yeah, who did he beat for the title?
Belt. It was them boys who were vacated by Boots.
Okay, so it was a vacant title. He didn't beat anybody.
Yeah, but what I'm telling you is Virgil ain't even did that. Virgil ain't even fought for a vacant title.
But Blaze, so how is he number one in the ring rankings that if he's done nothing?
What I'm trying to tell you
number one.
is
Boots is like number 7.
Okay, and Boots just got there, right? And there's
a whole bunch of champions at
154. There's a whole bunch of champions at 154, right? But what I'm trying to tell you is you can't say Boots ain't done nothing and say Virgil's done something because he's ranked number 1 in ring. Last I checked, Boots was Ring Magazine champion at 147. So which one's better?
I'm gonna have to
Ring
say
Magazine
the weight
champion or number one contender.
What Virgil has done. What Virgil has done.
No. No, which one is better? Ring Magazine champion or number 1 ranked?
Oh, for 147? Yeah, was he the
okay,
ring?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Boots?
You adding the number. You're saying, okay, 147. You're making excuses. You can't.
Did they give him the ring? Did they give him the ring belt for that?
He got the ring belt when he unified, homie.
He got for Stanionis?
Yes, when he unified. Yes,
Gee,
because he
that's
was the
weak.
best at 147. You're saying that, but that look, but what I'm telling you is how you contradict yourself. How are you
What did I
saying he
contradict
gets
myself
the
in?
ring? No, but look. You're saying he ain't fought nobody. You're not want to
He
acknowledge,
really
you don't want to
hasn't.
acknowledge, hold up, you don't want to acknowledge the accomplishment of Boots getting Ring Magazine champion and then unifying at 147, but you're gonna say, oh, Virgil's good because he's ranked #1 with the same ring magazine. Like it
No,
don't make sense.
I'm looking at how
You
they
don't have
came
to
to that.
you don't have
No,
to
I'm
knock
looking how they
Boots.
came
You
by
don't have
it.
to knock Boots to elevate Virgil.
No, I'm
Because
not knocking.
everything you're
I'm just
saying
telling you
about
what he
Boots
did.
you can say about Virgil. But even at least
That's
Boots
fair.
done
Yeah, it's
had a
fair.
tight, at least Boots has fought a champion for a belt that was
Okay, but we're not
undefeated.
talking about the same thing right now. Now you're talking about something else. We're
No,
talking
you're
about
talking about I'm talking about the metric of who you saying ain't fought nobody and who's fought somebody or who ain't fought. You saying, well, you didn't say Virgil fought anybody. You just said Boots ain't fought nobody.
okay, you're kind of running in circles right now. I feel like you're trying to run me into circles.
No, I'm not trying to run in circles. You got to listen.
Yeah,
Let me
no,
slow down. Let me slow down. Let me slow down. You said Boots hasn't fought anybody, right?
I said Boots hasn't fought anybody.
Okay. And has Virgil fought anybody?
Yeah, he has.
Who has he fought?
He fought the Boca Chuck and he fought Madrimov.
Okay, so the people that Boots fought, just because I know their names, but they're nobodies.
No, what I'm saying
Stanionis
is
is
Ron
nobody.
is
Karen Kukajuki is nobody, right? They're nobody,
not.
right?
Yeah, they're not any bigger or better than Madrimov and Boca Chuck.
Then
Probably
what I'm
lesser
telling you
fighters.
is then that see that's what I'm trying to tell you. You're
Oh, and
you're over
Lubin.
here saying people ain't fought nobody. And I'm telling you they both fought somebody. We don't gotta denigrate these guys for you to have Virgil
Well, no,
winning.
that's what we
Like
do.
what are you
That's what
talking about?
boxing talk is. Yeah, no,
But
it's 100% what it
but
is.
that's the problem with boxing talk, because you know what? We talk more about this stuff and rumors about who's ducking who and who's resumes than watching them actually breaking down the technical aspects of their fights. That'd be the problem with this. It's like I come through, right? And it's like, hey,
Yeah,
I give you my perspective real quick
yeah,
about who's
I
ducking
appreciate
who
it.
and who's pouring water on the
Uh-huh.
on the fight. But then
Yeah.
I'm after that and I'm like, hey, these both very good fighters. I want to see them fight. If they don't fight, I hope to see them both fight champions because I think they can both be champions at 154. See what I'm saying? But I want to
Yeah.
get back in the ring. We get caught up in the you're calling Boots a clown and a bozo and all this for
Because I
contract
think he is.
negotiations,
Yes.
right?
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, and I hear that, and I'm like, my whole thing with that is like it's unnecessary. Even if I disagree with what Virgil and all that's doing, it's like, hey, I'm not name calling outside of we talking this duck talk, but that's neither here nor there. I don't want to talk too much about it because, like you said, okay, they both ducked. Boost Buck ducked
Well,
before.
no,
Now
I
it's
don't
looking
say
like
Virgil
Virgil and them's
Duck.
ducking now. Okay, so exactly. So we agree to disagree. I'm not holding it like that. The duck talk to me ain't a big deal. These guys is in the prime of their
It's the
career and they
biggest
got
deal.
options.
The
No,
worst
they
thing
got
you could do,
options.
yes, the worst thing you could do to somebody is call them a duck in
But
boxing.
what I'm
That's
trying
literally
to
the
tell
worst
you
thing
is
you could
that
do.
but the thing when we talk about ducks, they talk about everybody being ducks. We call people ducks who was avoided. Like this speculation, bro. At the end of the day, we're not in the contract
Yes,
negotiations. Unless they come out their mouths and say, hey, I don't want to fight that guy. You feel me? We don't know what's going on behind the scenes because it takes a
I
lot
agree.
with this
Yeah.
much at stake to go at it. So we're speculating right now. I don't know if so let
But
me
that
rephrase it.
but
I
Blaze,
think
that's what I'm
Virgil
saying.
would duck.
There's no
I think
speculation that Geronin is
Golden.
duck. There's no
Okay.
speculation in that. That's not speculation. That's hardcore 100% fact. And
Okay.
with
Okay.
Virgil,
I
you
mean,
can speculate that he ducked, but it's speculation.
okay. Okay, if you say so. Now, what I want to ask you
No, it's
though,
not
because
say so. It's
no,
100%
no,
fact.
for sure. If you say it's fact, okay. If you say it's speculate, okay, I'm not gonna like I told you, because I'm not holding it like that. I'm not tripping. But I got a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
When Boots and Devins was talking about fighting each other, did either one of them duck each other? Did Boots duck Devins?
You know what? It looked like that Geronin ducked Teofimo first and Devin Haney. I mean, it's I don't think anybody would deck Devin Haney, but Devin Haney tried to throw some claws in there, from what I remember. So
So you
yeah,
still
I
think
mean,
Boots? So you think Boots ducked Virgil, Teo, and Devin?
well, look, I mean, he turned down Teofimo. It was offered. The Teofimo fight was offered to him, and he turned it down.
I'll be hearing that Tio turned it down. So I don't
No,
know.
no. Tiafimo is had went on and said that Turkey offered those guys the fights, and Duran Ennis said no for whatever reason. He said no.
Okay.
So this guy Duran Ennis, he has a history of this ducking. He has a history of turning down all these fights, man. He's been offered these fights, and he doesn't want them.
The crazy part about it, in the ring, even with Virgil Ortiz, because like I told you, I think his promotion's getting in the way. I think if he had his opportunity, he'd fight Boots right now. You feel me? Both of
Yeah,
these guys in the ring, we ain't seen nobody really come close. Well, I don't know. Maybe Virgil. No, I don't even think nobody's came close with Virgil of beating these guys. So for me, with both fighters, it's like, hey man, I'm hard pressed to believe they're how these guys' career been and how they've been handling business, that they're the ones really trying to duck anybody. I think with Boots and Virgil, it's the business. It's the business behind it, and it goes both ways. Like I told you, I gave you my perspective on the latest.
it doesn't go
In the
both
Duck
ways. Though.
saga.
See, it doesn't go
No,
both ways.
I
It goes
told
one
you.
way.
No. It don't go. No, it goes both ways. Because
Okay,
it's like I
I'm
heard
telling you.
with De La Hoya and Golden Boy did what they did and said what they said live.
I'm not trying. I'm really glad you're here. I appreciate that you being here and you letting me be a jerk to you. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I hope you don't think I'm being a jerk.
Nah,
It's just
for sure.
it's just it's for the entertainment. But no, but I really mean it. This guy turned down the biggest money fights both times, and they're not offering the same amount of money. That's what's frustrating about this. And you keep trying to say, oh well, they're both ducks. It's like, no, the data's there, the evidence is there. Turkey Al Sheikh offered him life-changing money. He said no, and that the money's not the same. I don't know how you can overlook that. No, it's not say so. It's right there. The manager is saying it.
Hey, you ever did business? You ever negotiated a contract for something?
Sure. I mean, buying a fucking phone used to be a contract.
No. That's
a
not
car.
what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Nah.
Well, explain. Just give me your take. I'm not trying to be
if
overbearing. You're being
business.
cool.
I'm talking about if you
Yeah.
own the business,
No, I'm saying I
and
just
you
don't let
negotiated some type of price.
don't let my excitement.
Nah, bro, it's good.
Okay.
Man. Listen,
I don't want you to feel like I'm
Listen,
trying to
listen,
be crazy with you.
Nah, you ain't being crazy with me.
Okay.
Nah, we going back and forth. We talking.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
what I'm
Cool.
asking.
Then just say what you got to say. Elaborate.
No, because the point I'm trying to make is that when there's contract negotiations and there's millions of dollars on the line, there's a lot of fine print that them guys got to go through for to make something happen on both sides. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like when we get to saying who's ducking who, we can only really guess because we can only guess off of clips and what comes out of their mouth. And then we don't really, and then, promoters say things both ways. So it'd be like, hey, this is futile to argue about who's ducking who because it's the business that's getting in the way of the fights. Because we've both seen these two men step in the ring with each other for the first time since we've been seeing them talk, saying they want to fight each other. Right? So we're at the moment. The moment is now. That's why it's like you can talk in the past and him ducking and Boost ducking, T.O. and all this. All right, whatever. He ducked all them. But we're talking about the fight that we keep getting rumors is still about to happen. Because the crazy part about it is we talking duck talk now. Maybe next week we might have a fight. Then the duck talk goes out the window because we about to see who's going to be really the best in the ring. So like I told you, we can agree to disagree on who's ducking who, how you feel about whatever. And it's like, that's cool. I'm not, that's cool. Now we get to talk about, the great debate, what's even more interesting. We talks about who beats who. You feel me?
Okay.
That's where the fun starts.
Well, yeah. But the fans, this is what the fans like. The fans like to talk about these who's ducking who.
Well, look, but I'll give you a suggestion though. You feel me? You can do both. You can chase the algorithm and give the people what they want, but then you can also give them something that these other channels ain't giving them. And what most of these channels ain't giving them is inside ring analysis. And we're like, listen, this is why Virgil would beat Boots. That pressure,
right.
That right hand, that pivot, how he works in the inside outside. You feel me? Just like with me, I'll say, hey, this is how I think Boots beats Virgil. He might control the range. You feel me? He switch on him. He set a trap for him. He's susceptible to Virgil hitting him because he'll let people hit him if he don't respect their punches. And then it'd be like, that's when we get to start cooking. But we can talk for 3 hours about who's ducking who and who said who in the interview. You feel me? And I mean, it's good
No,
entertainment, but
I think. Well, I appreciate your suggestion. I just think it works hand in hand
yeah, do
because
both.
because to understand the fight, you need to understand how the picking and choosing of fights matters going
Yeah,
forward, right?
absolutely.
Because when Virgil was gonna fight Lubin, uh, people were saying that Lubin had no chance, and then some people said he was gonna give Virgil problems, right? But we knew it wasn't really a big fight. So I didn't really feel the need to break it down because it was what it was. It
So
was
a
it
little
was
bit.
a gimme fight. Yeah, and the
Yeah, that's one of
Lima
those fights you don't have to
and
do too
Duran and
much. Yeah.
his. But that's what I'm saying. That's why the Duck Talk is just an indictment on boxing and what you're saying. The fans, the managers, it's an indictment on them that we get Lima and Lubin, and the fans are forced to argue about ducking.
Yeah,
So I think
exactly.
it
True
goes hand
that.
in
True
hand.
that.
I
You were
think it goes hand.
absolutely right.
I'm
But
not
look,
gonna
remember,
go ahead.
but no, because I'm like I agree. But you know what? We're cursed with the YouTube 24/7, cycle of boxing. Because remember back in the day, you feel me? I don't know how old you are, but if you was like in the 90s or early 2000s, there ain't no internet. You don't know who what the negotiations is. You gotta wait till the poster come out and the fight to be official. You don't get to see the sausage. You feel me? We get to see
Right.
so much of the sausage now that you really ignorance is bliss. That's why with me, it's like I listen to the negotiations, but I don't because there's so many good fights coming up. You got Matias fighting Don Smith on the 10th. We got Shakur fighting T.O. We got Keyshawn about to fight Jermaine O'Neal. Jermaine, you feel me? We got Adamiz about to fight Ammo. Like we got fights coming up. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. They're not really big fights though. Most people
no, Shakur versus T.O. is a big fight,
that's a big fight, but I don't think it captures the imagination because of Shakira's style.
but I beg to differ, man. I mean,
Well,
I
then
beg to differ.
push
We
back,
about to
man.
see.
This is the difference between me and I invite the smoke, man. I like when someone says that I don't know shit or talk shit to me. I
Yeah,
mean,
no,
within
here's what I
within
would say.
within
Here's what I would
respectful.
say
Yeah,
about
go ahead.
Shakur, right? This is the first time, like we're talking about, we can go back and forth for me. You can be like, Virgil ain't fought nobody, Boots ain't fought nobody, right? We can't say that about T.O. T.O. done fought people, right?
Yeah.
Loma, right? But that's the thing with Shakur. That's his knock right now. Shakur ain't fought nobody. Okay, he just beat the pay the number one. You feel me? Made him miss a whole barrage of punches. But it's like Shakur still ain't fought nobody. This is the first time Shakur's fighting somebody, and he's fighting a very good fighter. The only thing with T.O. is that we got to figure out what T.O. shows up because he's got erratic behavior. But outside of that, T.O.'s a very skilled fighter, decorated.
He is. He is. Well, who do you got winning so far? Who do you favor
Shakur.
right now? You have Shakur by what people are saying by 1,000. People are saying it's gonna be 12-0. He's gonna make it look easy
By decision.
by decision. I posted something. I said that Roy Jones said that the only way Tio could win is going all out, and I have this feeling that people are putting on the onus on Teofimo to make the fight. Are you seeing the same thing? Okay, he's muted. T Swoop,
Hold up, hold up. Can you
no
ask the
worries.
question again?
Okay, Roy Jones? I did it the other day. I showed him. Roy Jones is saying that Teofimo is gonna have to take a chance and he's gonna have to go all out. So I'm wondering if you see it the same way. Have you seen the same thing around the boxing fans and media, that they're kind of making it like Teofimo has to be the one to make the fight? It's all on
So,
him. Go
Nah,
ahead.
here's how I see it because I watched the fights. Recently, I watched Zepeda versus Shakur, but I watched Tito versus Sando Martin. I've watched Tio versus Barboza. Um, who else? I watched a little bit of Tio versus Josh Taylor. And Josh Taylor and I think Sandor Martin would be significant because they're both southpaws. Shakur is a southpaw, so you kind of want to see like what was Tio's approach to those guys just first in that stance. But obviously they got different styles than Shakur. I would say this: it's like Theo, it's gonna be a closer fight than individuals think. Like I got Shakur edged out because I think he might have a size advantage as far as reach advantage, right? But it's like it's the thing is can Shakur get his timing down against Theo? And the thing is, can Tio disrupt Shakur's timing? What I see is that Tio's capable of disrupting Shakur's timing, but it's gonna all come down with the jab. Because if you look at Tio versus Barboza, he was disrupting Sandor Martin's lead hand, right? So if he can disrupt Shakur's lead hand and kind of move and not be there to just get hit, he can give Shakur problems as far as fighting and boxing. But the thing is that Shakur is a super master of range. Like what people knock him for, they try to say he's a runner. It's like he'll do that step back on you where he keeps you out of range. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like if he don't got the range there, and then he's great at countering you. You see what I'm saying? So it's like the thing is can Tio, which he can, because Tio, if you look, I like looking at the Barboza fight. See, they knocked Barboza, but it's like no. The key to how Tio would have to win is a mix of how he fought Sandor Martin and Barboza. And what Barboza is, he can make Shakur faint. If he can make Shakur flinch with the feints, he can freeze him to land. You see what I'm saying? With the level changes, he'll level change, he'll throw the feint, and then disrupt the timing, catch him flinching and box. He can make it a difficult fight for Shakur. That's what people ain't giving Tio credit for, because they try to say he struggled with the Sandor Mountain fight. But the Sandor Mountain fight, when you look at that fight, for me, he controlled the whole fight. He just had those two instances in which he got caught with them check lead hooks off balance. He didn't get hurt by Sandor Martin. He just got caught off balance and he failed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
that's how I seen it too.
They get the knockdown, they count these knockdowns from Tio, and it's like, hey, I'm not even the biggest Tio fan, but if you watch the fight, it's like, hey, that's not a significant strike. You feel me? The one where the one should have been called later on, but even then it was an actual punch. They didn't call it, but even then it didn't hurt him. He just got caught off balance with his style. So that's my thing with it. I think it goes 12. I don't necessarily I ain't seeing Shakur I ain't even really seeing Shakur drop Tio like that. Tio's tough. The only way Shakur drops Tio is if Tio gets impatient and tries to rush. Then I think he can get countered and get caught. But like I told you, he'll get caught and he'll fall, and it might not even necessarily be a damaging punch. It's just to be more so, him getting caught off balance, getting caught slipping. So that's my assessment. I think it's going to be a good fight under those bright Madison Square Garden.
You actually think it's going to be a good fight? Most people are predicting a snoozer.
I mean, people who don't like boxing will probably not think it's exciting. Like I thought one of the best fights of the year was Bivol versus Beterbiev too.
That's a little bit different though. I mean, Beterbiev is a killer. Tio's he's not in there to stalk like that.
But I know. But the thing is his styles make fights, and then it's like, hey, whoops, what's going on at the moment? Like that's the one thing about it is I don't necessarily know how each fighter is going to show up. What I do know is this is Shakur's biggest moment. So does he fight more aggressively than he usually do? I gather that he will, because it's his biggest moment of his career. He's finally fighting somebody. He's finally getting under the spotlight. If he's healthy, he ain't got no excuses. Now, if you go back and watch when he fought the electrician with Padley, and you got his other fights, and even with Yoshino at 135, those are all at 135. We got to see what he looks at 140. We don't know. You feel me? But he does have the opportunity to be aggressive to make it to look good. We got to see if he show it. That's what everybody's knocking him for. Because if Shakur shows up and he washes Tio, then, people who's been fans of him, we're going to say, yeah, he did that to them guys you claim was nobodies. We've seen the skill set already. But I done seen Tio's skill set. That's why I'm not taking nothing from Tio. That's why you're not going to see me come on Nobody's Session and be like, oh, I'll say Shakur washes him technically, but he ain't just going to dominate or hurt him or nothing. That's
the thing, right? Is that Shakur, he's not going to be able to hurt this guy. The only way he can hurt Teofimo is if he takes a risk.
But see, that's my prediction. My prediction is that he ain't going to hurt him, but he can, though.
That Shakur can hurt Teofimo?
Yeah, he can.
He doesn't take risks.
Tio can hurt Shakur.
He doesn't take risks.
Well, who's to say he don't take? Who does it say he don't take? He take risks now.
Wait, say that again. I didn't.
Who's to say he don't take risks in this fight?
I highly doubt he takes a risk in this fight. I just don't see him trying to match punch for punch with Teofimo.
He wouldn't necessarily try to match punch for punch, but he'll definitely try to hit him hard. Like I said, you got to go back and watch other Shakur tape. Shakur can have the ability to get aggressive. So I think he turns up the level of aggression
against Padley. Yeah, against Padley, he got aggressive.
Against Zepeda, he got aggressive.
No, I don't think he was exactly sitting in the pocket and exchanging. I mean,
he was.
No, I didn't see that. I just seen him kind of play it safe against the ropes. I'm telling you, I'm just telling you what I see.
But what I'm telling you is, even when he's against the ropes, he's not playing it safe against the ropes. Zepeda's pressing him. They're fighting inside on the ropes, so he's coming back with 4-punch combinations. Like he's not running from Zepeda. He's getting back into the ropes and he's fighting off the back foot off the ropes. Like he wasn't running in that fight. He was standing on the ropes.
No, he wasn't running, but
and he was countering.
But I'm just dispelling the myth that he stood there and traded. That's what I'm saying.
He did, though. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's he did not stand there and trade. No, you didn't.
You're tripping. He stood there.
No. Trading is like trading. When I watch fights where they traded, I'm talking Gotti Ward. I'm talking about Corrales Castillo. See, you guys get on here and you say, "Oh, it was a barn burn. He traded." No, they wasn't trading like that.
That's not what we're describing two different things. Because the thing is, the name of the game is to hit, not get hit. So
it comes.
He's not exchanging back and forth because he's making Zepeda miss on the inside. And then coming back and hitting him with 4-punch combinations.
Zepeda was landing quite a bit. It's not like he made him miss everything.
No, he made him miss a lot though.
Well, Zepeda throws a lot. That's the difference. He just naturally throws a lot, so he's gonna miss. You know, what Zepeda is doing is not
more than usual.
Not even. What Zepeda is doing, he's doing a tactic. He's just trying to hit him anywhere. So Zepeda's not worried about landing. He just wants to, make it look good. He's throwing on the shoulders. He's trying to hit him anywhere. That's just a common tactic that Swarm, like that guy Hernandez. When that guy fought, that Nakatani guy, that's what he was doing. He was just touching him, landing everywhere.
Like I said, I just watched the fight, man. You can denigrate what happened. It was like Zepeda fought his fight, and Shakur made him miss a bunch of those punches and countered with multiple punch combinations.
No, but see, I'm not denigrating him. I'm giving you the non-hype version of, like, I'm not gonna sit there and say, "Oh yeah, Shakir stood there and traded," because that's not what happened. If you get back on the road,
at certain points of the fight, he did.
No, maybe a handful of, maybe a couple times, but they did not sit in the middle of the ring and exchange like
they stood by the ropes in exchange.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a great thing to be when you get back on the ropes. That's usually a moment of weakness.
Yeah, but it wasn't in Shakur's case. That's why he won.
Okay, now it wasn't in his case.
No, what I'm telling you is he stood, like, most of the time they was on the ropes, right? And Zepeda was pressing him on the ropes, right? They weren't in the center of the ring, right? Most of the fight.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is when we watch the fight, a lot of times we watch a fight and we see a guy get back on the ropes and kind of sit there and the other guy's throwing punches. We go, man, that guy's, handling business. He's beating that other guy up because that guy's just laying against the ropes getting punched on. We usually look at it and say that that's what's happening, but somehow we say, oh, he wanted to be against the ropes and
what I'm telling you is that's where he decided to stop and allow these exchanges, like where they was fighting at. Like that, the thing. What I'm trying to tell you is that just because somebody's getting pressed up the ropes don't mean they're losing. That's just a textbook case of it.
That's not what I said.
Fighting off the back step, and then they're fighting, and then most of the actions happening when he's against the ropes.
No. Look, Zepeda lost. I'm not saying he won. They didn't even give him any credit. I don't think they gave him more than 3 rounds. I thought he got at least 4 rounds in that fight. But the judges, they had it how they had it. I'm just not gonna sit and reach and say that Shakur stood and traded with him. That's all. That's all I'm saying. And you're saying he did.
I'm saying he did. Like, man, I'm gonna go watch it again because, like I said, I'm gonna, till January 30th anyways. But I'm gonna go watch it, and I'll delineate when he sat in exchange with Zepeda, because he sat in exchange with Zepeda a lot throughout that fight because Zepeda was letting his hands go and he was blocking it, and he wasn't running and dodging those punches. He was blocking them with his body, and then he was coming back and countering. That's what most of the fight was.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, he fought a good fight. He fought a good fight against a guy that that's the way his style would fight a guy like Zepeda, and I get that. But even after the fight, he said, "Oh, I'm never fighting like that again. I don't need to do
Yeah.
that." And you as a fan, like, how do you like someone that talks like that?
I mean, I like someone to talk like that is weird. And we ain't seen nobody come close to beating Shakur. Nobody's came
Yeah,
close.
but that sounds like weenie talk. To be
I
like, oh,
mean, if you say so, I'm just
no,
telling you,
that
he done fought a
yeah,
whole
that
bunch of different styles, a whole bunch of different ways. He's won a whole bunch of different ways, and you ain't got nobody beating Shakur. You don't got T.O. beating him. Do you got
I
T.O. beating him?
yeah, no, I mean, you know what, man, you're not wrong. That's the thing is you're not wrong in what you say, because it's gonna be hard to beat this guy. But I'm just saying, as a fan, just some guy on the mic, Frank Bay, talking shit about boxing, right? It's like, I don't like that shit. It's weenie energy to sit there and tell the fans, "Oh, I'm not fighting like that again." And we just seen you running around the ring, so that's what I'm saying about Tiafimo is like, man, these guys gonna have to have a fucking shotgun to catch this little rabbit.
And
It's
but
just
he's not.
frustrating.
That's the interesting thing. He's not running from T.O. That's the assumption that you make. You're making an assumption that
Yeah,
he's about to run from
you're right.
T.O.
I
I
am.
don't think
I'm
he's running
assuming
from
that he's
T.O.
gonna. No,
He
in the
didn't run
fight.
from Zepeda. But what I'm talking about in the fight,
Well,
like you think he's gonna pity pat, hit T.O. and run.
yes,
And I
yes.
begs to differ. I don't think the fight happens like that.
Okay,
And
okay.
here's why. Here's why. Here's what I'm telling you why. Because T.O.'s not a chaser like that. He's not going to chase him. T.O.'s not going to chase him. T.O.'s going to methodically see the range. He's going to maneuver and he's going to try to land his shots. T.O.'s not going to be rushing
Well, and that's
Shakur
what makes
and
it a
like that for
snoozer.
to make it run. No, it don't. It makes it a good
Okay.
technical boxing match.
See, here we go. You sneak it in. Now it's a good technical boxing match.
No, there's one thing that's running. Like we just seen Jake Paul
Yeah.
run. That's running. That's literally running.
That is running. Yeah.
That's literally running, right?
Yeah.
The only time we see Shakur ever run is against De Los Santos. De Los Santos.
Yeah, but
What other fight has he ran? You name the other one, quick. Name one. He's ran.
The Nakatani. I
quick.
remember people said Nakatani.
Boom. That's the next one, right? That's it.
Well, Blaze, Blaze. The thing you're missing, he's also a big, tremendous weight bully. He's a massive weight bully
for sure. He's a weight bully.
So when he didn't need to run against those smaller guys. I mean, look, he fought Padley, bro. Like he didn't need to run against them. But I gotta wrap it up. It's almost that time. I really appreciate you coming. Don't be a stranger, Blaze. I like the back and forth. So don't be a hater.
Listen, man, like I told you, I appreciate your show. I ain't no hater. You feel me?
Nah, that's what I said. Hit the like. Don't be a hater. You're welcome back anytime. You kept it boxing. You didn't go extra places, and I appreciate that. And
it's all boxing, man. There's so much good boxing right now. That's what I'm telling you. I appreciate your platform for putting it up.
Oh well, yeah, man.
There's a place.
Anytime. That's literally what I'm here for. It. And I don't mind someone saying that if you hop on and say, "Man, Frank, you're full of shit today," I like that. Believe it or not, that's what I'm here for. So, I'm gonna get it wrong, fucking at least 50% of the time. So maybe you're right.
That's what it is, man. It's boxing, man. You just pick which side, and they figure it out in the ring.
But yeah, guys, I'm gonna have to wrap it up. We got to do some things. But thank you, everybody. Shout out Blaze, Johnny Blaze, Two Matadors, Snackford, everybody making comments. Lord Chilaquiles, hit the like. Boxing will never leave you. Impala, T Swoof. Great show. Going back and forth. Are they plotting on Canelo? Is Jerron Ennis chasing down Virgil, the Duck, according to Blaze? But we'll have to see, man. Oh, one thing real quick. Manny Pacquiao, Rolly Romero, not going to happen. Shout out AJ. We don't know if he's back. Always something to talk about. So with that, man, we out. Peace. Thank you.
Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.